Welcome to video number 8. This is Chris, and the frequently asked question for today's video is, why is my computer so slow opening files or folders? Now this is a great question because I know it happens to people all the time, and it's really annoying, and it really trips you up when you're trying to get stuff done. So let's go ahead and talk about the usual suspects. Well, first of all, thumbnail previews is huge. I know tons of people that they keep all their pictures in one folder, like in My Pictures, and whenever they go to it, your computer has to load a thumbnail preview for each one. Well, if you got 1,000 pictures, it's going to take forever to pull those up from the hard drive, and so right there, you're shooting yourself in the foot with thumbnail previews and putting a lot of files in one folder. And this can happen on My Music too, because sometimes MP3 files nowadays have thumbnail previews also. And the more I use Vista and some of the features of Windows 7 that's coming out, they're really going to this multimedia feel where they want to have lots of eye candy to be, so Windows is really pretty. They're kind of competing with Mac for that. And all of this visual stuff like thumbnail previews, it takes a lot of system resources, especially RAM. I keep saying that. Lots of system resources, especially RAM. But it's true. Anything visual, you just have to know that you have to have lots of RAM ready for that. And it can go down to the smallest level, like trying to open up a folder that has thumbnail previews. Now, the second biggest problem for this is disk fragmentation. Now, we have a whole video devoted to disk fragmentation, and we're going to go into it in depth because it's a pretty interesting subject. But for the sake of today's video, let's just say that your files get scattered all over your hard drive, especially when you make updates to it, because the original version of a document could be on one part of your hard drive, and your changes after you make those changes could be on a different part. And so what's happening is, if you have a Word file that you change all the time, or an Excel document where you enter data into it every day, sometimes when you double click on that file and it's taking a couple seconds to open up, what's happening is your hard drive is having to retrieve data all across its disk to present it to you on the screen. Now, like I said, we're going to go into this in a lot more detail, and I'll explain why it does that. It seems a little strange, a little inefficient, but we'll talk about why that happens later in the course. Now, what can you do to make sure that your computer's fast when you open up your files in your folders? Well, the first thing you can do is change your Windows Explorer view. That way, your My Pictures isn't set to view with thumbnail preview. It's set to view in a list or in a details view. Second thing is, don't save all your files into one folder. Now, the Windows operating system is really like a big file cabinet. So not only does it help you keep track of your data by making a logical file structure, but it also helps with your performance, because then your computer isn't having to try to bring up 1,000 files at once. It's bringing it up in chunks, and it's a lot faster. And the third thing, probably the most important thing to do, is to use Disk Defragmenter. Now, there's one that's built into Windows that we're going to show you how to use, but I really like Disk Keeper as well. Disk Keeper seems to do a better job than Disk Defragmenter that's built into Windows. But if you want to just get the bases covered, you can do it for free. You just use the Disk Defragmenter, and we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna go into disk fragmentation and how to fix it in more detail. But Disk Defragmenter will definitely help you access your files and folders a lot quicker. I want to thank you for tuning into today's video, and just a quick reminder, you can catch all 20 videos in the Digital Survival series by going to gotslowcomputer.com. Until then, we'll see you on the next video.